I'm Silver! Hooray! A fiery horse with the speed of light, a cloud of dust, and a hearty "Hi-Yo, Silver!" The Lone Ranger.
Arnold Gearson, whose wealth reached out to develop the vast resources of the far west, decided to strike at the heart of the Barbary Coast. In an effort to stamp out the viciousness, Gearson sought for and found the Lone Ranger. This masked rider of mystery, though reluctant to leave the plains and mountains of the cattle country, answered the call and smashed the forces of evil in the Barbary Coast. His work in San Francisco finished, Tonto and the masked man headed north for the gold fields and the land of Big Timber. Return with us now to those thrilling days of yesteryear. From out of the past, from the thundering hoofbeats of the great horse Silver, the Lone Ranger rides again. Come on, Silver! Faster, boy, faster! I'll Silver! Away! A large, rambling brick building fronted the river near Hartford, Connecticut. Directly over the main entrance, there was a small triangular sign, Colt Patent Firearms Manufacturing Company. That was the building's official name, but to most everyone in Hartford, it was the Armory, as familiar and well known as its owner, Mr. Samuel Colt. One morning in early spring, a clerk entered the Armory's private business office.
There's someone here to see you, Mr. Colt.
Was that so? Who is it?
I think you want to put a call. She's sick under the body.
She?
It's Mrs. Prince. Won't you, dear?
Oh, of course. Tell her to come right in.
Yes. Which way is it? Hello, Colonel Colt.
Mrs. Payne, I needn't tell you how pleased I am that you answered my note in person. Won't you be seated?
Thank you.
I heard only yesterday that you and your young son are going west to join your husband.
I didn't know it myself until I received Gerald's last letter. He's made all the arrangements. Jerry and I will meet in Independence, Missouri.
Splendid. I know you'll have a pleasant trip.
Did you wish to see me about something in particular, Colonel Colt?
Yes, I do. And I'll make my request as brief as possible. As you know, your husband is one of my best friends. I want to send him something. A gift.
Oh, Gerald will be very pleased.
Here. Here it is.
A revolver. And plated with silver. And with Gerald's name engraved on it. Oh, it's a wonderful gift, Colonel Colt.
Oh, more than that, Mrs. Dane. Much more than that. Your husband will understand because he knows the story.
Story?
Well, I've been manufacturing firearms for almost 20 years. In all that time, I've made only 3 guns exactly like the one you have in your hand.
Only 3? Where are the other 2?
Well, I'm sorry. That's a secret I can't divulge. But I can tell you that wherever they are, they're leading strength and truth
my personal theory about firearms.
That sounds mysterious.
Not at all. It's an idea I've been telling and retelling ever since I made my first gun.
What do you mean?
A fine gun has the same qualities as human intelligence. Directed by a good man, it's a powerful force for law and peace. Directed by a bad man, it becomes an instrument of evil and destruction.
I think I understand. And that's why you're sending it to Gerald. You know he'll use it
as those other two silver guns are being used. For law and peace. Tell him to keep it. Always.
I know.
Rather than risk a fine gun like that falling into the hands of the wrong man, I'd prefer to see it at the bottom of the deepest ocean, or buried under the mountain, forever.
I'll tell Gerald everything you said, Colonel Colt. And thank you 1,000 times.
Goodbye, Mrs. Page. I wish you and your family all the good luck in the world.
In far-off California, in a secluded camp near the city of San Francisco, the Lone Ranger and Tonto saddled their horses and prepared to ride.
Steady, Silver, said boy. Hand me my gun, old fella.
Me oil guns and polish them.
Thanks, you must have it. Everything packed, huh? Good. Pretty big fella.
Where we ride, Kimasabi?
Going north, along the Sacramento River as far as Marysville, and east into the gold fields.
Why we go there?
I'm with Gerson has some mining properties in that district. I promised to look them over.
Me glad to leave city. Although not like city.
Neither do I. Living is much better in the mountains or on the open plains. Come on, Silver, get him up. Now.
It was about 4 weeks later that Nancy Payne and Jerry, her son, arrived in Independence, Missouri. That afternoon, as though it were an acting human event, the sky turned dull and cloudy. Nancy, holding tight to Jerry's hand, stood beside the fresh mound and wooden headboard of a new grave. A tall, raw-boned man faced them.
Then Pa was being murdered.
That's right. I took care of him, brought him out here. That's all I could do.
You've been very kind, mister. I'm sorry. I haven't even asked your name.
It's Miller, ma'am. Brett Miller. I guess saying I'm sorry doesn't help much this time, I think.
Yes, it does. You need Gerald, and I'm grateful for your help.
The gambler who killed Pa. Do you know his name?
A sidewinder called Cass Slater. Nobody's seen hide nor hair since the shooting.
Cass Slater. I'll remember that name.
Excuse me, ma'am. What are you and the boy going to do? Going back east?
No, we can't do that. We haven't any money.
I happen to know your husband was figuring on heading for California. The gold fields.
Yes, I know.
Well, I'm heading that way. I just thought of something.
What do you mean?
My wife passed away about a year ago. I've got a girl about the same age as your boy. You want to go to California, and you'll help take care of her. The boy and you are welcome to ride in my wagon.
Why, I don't know what to do with Ma. No sense in staying here. True, Jerry.
Of course, I'm a little previous making that suggestion. Truth is, I'm broke. Just as broke as you are. I can't pull out of here till I pay for having my horses shod down at the livery stable. But don't worry, man. I'll find an odd job.
I just thought of something. The only thing I possess that might be worth the money.
What are you talking about?
Here in my purse. Here. Here it is. It's to be a present to my husband from Colonel Sam Colt. But now...
Hey, that's a mighty fancy shooting iron. Silver-plated.
Is it worth any amount of money?
I think it's plenty. I never saw a gun like this one before.
Is it worth enough to pay your bill at the livery stable?
No, ma'am. I couldn't take it.
Miller, you just offered to take us to California. Yes, I'll help you take care of your little girl.
Sure, but
I'll accept that. Providing I'm an equal partner. Take the gun.
Well,
come on, Mr. Miller. Are we partners?
Sure we are. Sure.
mind, Forrest? You're running a living stable? So you killed a man about a month ago, Cass. You gunned him down in cold blood. What's that to you? I happen to know that the sheriff is still looking for a witness to that killing. Now I can tell him one thing or the other. See, blackmail. Call it anything you're a mind to. You rode back to town today with gold in your saddlebag. I want to understand. You're even pulling a gun on me. You split it with me, or I take the whole thing. You dirty little... What happened? Kid Frost tried to cut me down. Put his slugs in my arm. He's dead. Looking after all the best of them, Cass. I'll look him over. Anything in his pocket? No, not a cent. Hey, look at this shooting iron. Silver plated. Bad. Never saw a Colt like that one before. Here, give it to me. Here you are. It's a real gun. Wonder where Frost picked it up. There's a name engraved around the barrel. Gerald Payne. Who's that? Gerald Payne. He's the hombre I drilled. Well, let's keep this. You get down to the living stable and get the horses. We're moving out of this town tonight. But, Cass, we just... I can't alibi two killings only a month apart. Get a move on. Well, anything you say. Which way do we head? West. California. There ought to be a spot for us somewhere in those gold fields around Marysville. California Sierras. Great country, Nancy.
Oh, more than that, Beth. Big, wonderful. And somehow, ever since we passed the California line, I feel as though we really belong here.
Sure we belong. I guess if other folks can get gold out of these hills and creeks, the partnership of Payne and Miller can get something too.
Partnership of Payne and Miller. Oh, you've been a real friend, Brett. Very few men in your position would have taken on the added responsibility.
Oh, shucks, it's just the other way around. Very few women would have sold a valuable silver-plated gun to help me in Callista.
That reminds me, I haven't seen Jerry or Callista for over an hour. Where can they be?
Don't worry about those kids. They can take care of themselves. Like as not, they're riding their ponies through the path up ahead. They'll wait for us. Get along, you critters.
Wait, Jerry. Whoa. Whoa, boy.
Whoa. What's the idea of stopping here? I thought we were going to race.
The view, Jerry. Let's stop for just a minute and enjoy the view. Isn't it heavenly? The mountains are so tall you can hardly see the top. And there's snow on every one of them.
Yeah. There's gold inside of them, too, if we can find it.
Jerry, I think it was the luckiest day of our life when Daddy and I met you and your mother. You've been wonderful to me. Just like my real mother.
Yeah. And your dad has treated me fine, too. Coyotes. Well, that's no use, Shorty. The critters pulled a tendon, can't go no further. Too bad, Cass. My brindle won't carry two of us. We've got a fat chance of finding another horse here in the middle of the Sierras. Yeah. Wait a minute. What's the matter? Look up ahead. Just off the trail above the canyon. Is that a couple of kids on two ponies? Yeah. Come on, we'll hoof it up there. This is where my fancy Colt gun gets me a new horse. The curtain falls on the first act of our Lone Ranger story. Before the next exciting scene, please permit us to pause for just a few moments.
to continue our story. Cass and Shorty, two outlaws, are badly in need of a horse. In spotting Jerry and Callisto on the trail above the canyon, they decided to steal one of their ponies.
All right, reach, both of you. You heard what he said, kid. Get him up.
You're after money. You picked the wrong people. We haven't got a bit.
You got what I want, that pony of right. Hit the dirt and do it pronto.
You can't take my
Listen,
pony.
kid, if you ain't off the cow use in 2 minutes, I'll blow up you off. Now move. Hey, Cass, look. Come on over the ride. They're heading right this way.
What's this?
Who is it? A couple of hombres.
Right. They must be our hoop.
What do you mean?
One of them's wearing a mask, and the other one looks like an Indian.
Let him come. They won't spoil our clothes. You keep these kids covered, and they'll take care of the outfit.
The Lone Range encounter rode directly toward the Trailside clearing where the holdup was in progress, high above a steep mountain canyon.
What's going on here? A nosy owl hoot on a prod. You're asking a lot of questions.
Guess they got a feet, Calista. It's 4-2 now.
That changed my mind, Shorty. We're looking for a horse. This hombre stallion is a better bet than the kid's pony. Slide off of there, mister.
Put that gun away.
You're under a cold drop. Slide off of the stallion or I'll...
Who was? You're not hurt. Keep the other one covered, Tonto. Me watch him.
Did you see that, Calista? He shot the gun right out of his hand.
And it's still falling. See? Down into the canyon.
You, unholster your gun or I'll...
Anything you say, stranger. I ain't arguing with your kind of shooting.
Now, someone tell me what happened here.
Johnny and I were just resting our horses. These men came out and threatened us with guns. They wanted Jerry's pony.
I see. There's a law for horse thieves in California, just as there is everywhere else.
Listen, you're an outhoot yourself, or you wouldn't be wearing that mask. My pardon, I need your
Now's
horse.
the time to turn you over to the nearest sheriff. But neither of you will need a horse to go down that trail. Who?
Know what was going to tell me?
Give them a start, Tonto. Over their heads.
Golly, I never saw outlaws fight among themselves before.
Come on, all right, outlaws.
What's your mask?
I don't think those men will trouble you anymore. Their kind always use guns. They've lost theirs.
Say, mister, who are you?
I was going to ask you and the young lady the same question.
Why, we're the Pilgrims, I guess.
And you don't live around here?
No, we're heading for the town of Cherokee on Middle Fork Yuba River.
My father and Jerry's mother are driving the wagon down on the main trail. We were riding ahead of them and took a side trail up here. Then there was men coming up.
I see. You better go down and rejoin your wagon. Cherokee isn't far from here. You ought to make it by sundown.
We will, but I still can't figure out how you and this Indian... I mean, why did
Well, you and I have something to be thankful for, Jerry.
I? What do you mean?
The outlaw's gun is at the bottom of Yuba Canyon instead of in his hand. Adios. Come on, Silver. Give up. 3 weeks passed. Leaving Nancy Payne and Callisto in Cherokee, Buck Miller and Jerry joined the hundreds of men who feverishly searched for gold along the winding middle fork of the Yuba River. Some of the miners used a simple tin pan fitted with a rough wire screen. Others used cradles, twifters, and ladders. 2 men who followed the river into Yuba Canyon used a sluice box. Anything there?
No, nothing.
Well, Hey, what? What is it? Look, it's a nugget. Nugget as big as my hand.
Nugget? Let me see.
But it's not gold. Why, it's silver.
I never heard of it. Silver. Well, that's no nugget. It's a gun. Silver-plated gun. Let me see it.
It's mine. I found it. I'm going to keep it.
That's what you think. Give me that.
No,
I'm going to...
No, watch out! Three shots from a silver-plated gun that had lain in the creek bed for 3 weeks. 2 of the shots went wild, sending their forth against the face of the cliff above the river. The third found its mark in the heart of a miner who searched for gold and found death. What was that, Jerry? You hear it?
Like gunshot. Up the river away.
That's what I thought. Somebody may be in trouble. Come on.
Look, right over there next to the sluice box.
He's dead. Shot through the heart.
Wonder who he is. You killed him.
You won't tell him, Jerry. There are hundreds of men working along the river here.
What's the matter?
I don't know. Must be where the sun hit that force and reflection in my eyes.
There was a piece of metal up there. The child as black as a dollar.
Yeah.
You'll have to tell this good man back to Chelsea and tell the sheriff about it. But first I'm going to look at that cliff face.
I'll climb up with you.
There it is. Right ahead of you. Looks like a piece of tin can or something. Oh, Joe, it's not tin. It's part of the cliff that's been chipped away by a bullet.
Bullet?
Here's the slug buried right beside it.
Beside what?
This shiny spot was falling down by the river.
You look kind of funny. Are you
Listen,
trying...
Jerry, I don't know much about mining, but I do know this cliff face is an outcropping of quartz. And this shiny spot is gold. Joe, leave me to strike.
Your name, Slater? Cash Slater?
Oh, it's my thing. What do you want?
All you need is enough money to get to Sacramento. Look, I got a gun here that I'll give you. A fancy silver-plated...
No, I'm not interested. Wait a minute. Let's see that gun.
Yeah. It's worth a lot more than
Where'd you get this? Tell me quick.
Will you help me if I could?
Oh, I'll give you enough money to leave town. Where did this gun come from?
I found it. Honest with you.
Found it where?
In the creek. In Little Fork. We were looking for gold.
Little Fork. That couldn't be true. And what part of the river? Up near Yuba Canyon?
How'd you know?
There. There's your money.
Thanks, Jeff. I don't know how...
Now get out of here. Don't come back.
Sure. I'm leaving right now.
Hey, Cat. This afternoon? What do you mean? Biggest strikes in Kelly's Creek. Made this afternoon up on Middle Fork. Big one, huh? Who made it? The claims registered in two names. Brett Miller and Nancy Payne. Payne? You sure that's the name? Yeah. Found out all about him. He's a widower and she's a widow. They've each got a young kid. Their names are Jerry and Callista. Yeah, I remember now. And the name of the mine is the Gerald Payne. That's the widow's dead husband. Gerald Payne. He got killed in some kind of an accident back in Missouri. Yeah. The gun you're holding. Silver-plated just like the one more than that, Shorty. This is the same gun. The same... Well, how'd you get it back after that I was eating a black... I know exactly how it happened, and I don't care. I know that Mac outlaw did you and me a big favor. How could he... What do you mean? The Gerald Payne's the biggest gold strike in Sutter Creek. I'm going to own it. Own it? Yes, how could you... We're arranging for an accident to happen to 4 people. And then using this gun to prove the legal relationship to the family.
Within a few days, the Gerald Payne gold mine was producing high-grade ore. Brett Miller and Nancy knew that their fortunes were made. Meanwhile, in a well-hidden camp not far away, the Lone Ranger waited anxiously for Tonto's return from an important trip.
What did you find out, Tonto?
Man in town, same man who tried to steal horse from Jerry. His name, Cash Slater. Other man, Shorty Rand.
I thought so. Have you been trailing both of them for the past 2 nights?
Last night they hid plenty of blasting powder near Gerald Payne mine.
I don't know what it is, but Slater's up to some kind of crooked work. You're right up there. This will be.
Everybody at the mine tonight.
Everybody? Mr. Miller and Mr. Payne, Jerry and Callista?
I think so. He wants them to do that.
All right. Come on, Silver, get him up. Come on. Folks, this is all used to our mine. Just a hole in the mountain.
I think it's wonderful.
You're out getting the daytime, Callista, when we're taking out the ore.
Oh, Ben, I can hardly believe it. We really own a gold mine.
Won't be hard to believe a few weeks from now when the money starts coming in.
Yeah, I don't need it.
Reed, that's the first one to get us in. What's that?
Oh, it's the same I was.
You got that glass set, Shorty? Oh, that's that.
Yeah. It must be the cat who... And now, where? Look at that gun he's holding on it.
What do you mean, Jerry?
It's the same one now he's doing the good. It's really...
Shut up. All you people have to do is stand there. Relax and try to take care of everything else. Shorty and I talk out of here. Are you moving out? Come on, fuck you. All right, Shorty, you're right.
What the... Callista, it's the man of the mask again. Come on. Oh, Bill,
Come on, Matthew. We can run for it.
mine didn't last very long, did it, Brett?
We can sink another shaft, Nancy. It'll be as good as ever in a few days. Of course, we can't sink it in the same spot. Cash Slater and a gun that had your husband's name on it are gone for good.
I'm glad that the gun is gone.
Risk a fine gun like that falling into the hands of the wrong man. I'd prefer to see it at the bottom of the deepest ocean, or buried under a mountain, whatever.
I'm sure that Gerald and Colonel Colt would want it that way.
You must try to forget about it, Nancy.
I suppose I will someday. But I'll never forget the man in the mask and his gun. Who was he, Brett?
The Lone Ranger.
Just heard is a copyrighted feature of the Lone Ranger Incorporated.
You've been listening to the OTR Gold Network. Find more classic radio at otrgold.com.